Hello, beautiful. I want to talk a little bit more about HSP, the world of the highly sensitive person. I just discovered this world a few weeks ago, and it is having me reframe my entire life. As some of you may know, I'm Annie, and I lived my entire life with chronic illness, starting at 11 with ulcerative colitis. I had reconstructive surgery at 28, almost died a couple times, and I've had all kinds of other chronic issues in every day of my life for the past several decades. So what is HSP, highly sensitive person? It is actually a trait in some human beings, genetic and scientifically documented as it relates to the nervous system. HSPs have a different nervous system, and there's a part of the brain, of our brain, that is called the insula. It's related to the amygdala. The insula part of the brain is called the seat of consciousness. And our insula area is more activated than other human beings. So if you're an HSP, rejoice, you are not a freak. We are the elite. This is for HSP, so hey, we're gonna take it where we can because we have not grown up knowing this about ourselves. So HSP is actually people that have a different nervous system. This subset is 15 to 20% of the population. So this is not like a little oddity that occurs here and there. And this same amount of 15 to 20% of difference that are similar to ours in the behavior has actually been observed in more than 100 species, from fish to fruit fly to macaques. What it is that our nervous system is designed to react to more subtle stimuli and experiences. We are designed to perceive more and to process more deeply and to feel more deeply. Having this design means that we perceive a lot more of the world, and it gives us a different approach to the world. And there's just a deeper processing of information of a different nature. Some things that are more subtle, that are not observable or felt by the rest of the population. And what this results in is a group of human beings that actually are different and behave differently than the rest. And the difficulty in that is that when you're a minority, and an invisible minority at that, it's like assume that we're like everybody else, but we're actually a different breed. In her book, The Highly Sensitive Person, by Dr. Elaine Aron, she is the pioneer of this research, and she used the acronym HSP, and this is what is stuck for 25 years or something like that. She says, just as bloodhounds and border collies are both dogs, HSPs and non-sensitive are also both humans. It's like a different breed of the same species, but we are a different breed. And the problem is that if you grew up as an HSP, chances are that the rest of the world, your family, the doctors, the teachers, your siblings, whoever was around you, could not know back then what was going on, and it's very likely that you were not in an environment that just supported your high sensitivity and your different way of seeing the world. And that leads to children feeling like they are defective, like there's something wrong with them, and it leads to all kinds of false beliefs that we end up carrying throughout our lives, and they show up as codependencies and, in my case, insecurities about expressing ourselves because we were taught that what we felt we couldn't trust. But the truth is, there was never anything defective about us, about how we perceive the world. We were just perceiving it differently. In her book, Dr. Aron has an acronym that describes highly sensitive persons, and it's D.O.E.S, D-O-E-S. The D stands for depth of processing, The O for overstimulation or easily overstimulated, which is completely understandable if we have a nervous system that perceives 5 times or 10 times more of the external experiences. The E is for emotional reactivity and empathy. Because again, if we perceive the subtleness of the world, we are more emotionally connected to the world, and so our empathy is amplified. And S, finally, is for sensing the subtle. So this is what HSP people are. So what do HSPs do in this world? Well, we are the thinkers. We are the ponderers, the philosophers, the writers, the artists, the poets, the musicians, the mediators, the counselors, the advisors, the upholder of justice, the defenders of human dignity. We are the gentle souls of this world. Our strength, our creativity, empathy, insight, and foresight, conscientiousness, and an ability to be in awe and wonder because we see the subtle things and we react and feel deeply. Of all times, we have been needed in a society, and it seems to me that there was a time where perhaps we were more valued, and I actually want to talk about our social function a little bit more in another video. But in the society that we live in now, that is based on productivity and power and greed, we are just not the ideal candidate to fit into the mold of this society. But it is so important that we start talking about this. First, so that people like me who have grown up like this, or parents who have children and they may recognize some of these traits, that they are nurtured and lifted so that they become human beings that can express more fully how we were divinely created. I have lived my entire life thinking that there was something wrong with me. And for people telling me to kind of suppress this, if I wanted to make it in the world, if I wanted to be accepted, if I wanted to be invited, and if I wanted to be loved. And we need to stop that cycle. We need to be aware of that for the children that are coming. We need to be aware of that for adults who can finally come into their own power and come to peace with who they are. And for society that I believe really, really need the qualities that we bring into the world. Because a world that is solely viewed through the lens of productivity, I don't think is a world where we all want to live. We need us. Life created us this way. We are chronically different. We are a different breed. We have value, and the world needs us, and we need to feel empowered and at peace with who we are. So that's it for today. I don't think I covered everything I wanted to, but I'm just coming to you as I learn things and how I start to process them. I'm sure that in the future my videos are going to become more structured. But for now, I just have to keep speaking because expressing myself is one of my issues, and I want to keep doing it and not wait until I think my videos would be closer to perfect, because as an HSP, this is a tendency and I don't want to put those limits on me anymore. So here I am, as I learn, as it goes, and I will bring you more soon. I love you. You have a beautiful day. Bye. After you subscribe to this channel, come on over to Paquette.com and pick up your free copy of my manifesto for the chronically different. If you live with a chronic illness, you need to read this. That's also where you'll get more details about my upcoming book, A Splendid Mess. Yes, it's a memoir. Once you're there, remember that, like me, my website still needs work. So please be patient with both of us.